Video games have been a huge part of many people's childhoods, mine especially. Some of my favorites growing up were The Sims and Pokemon. While there are so many for us to play and enjoy, some have become lost or have been proven to not even exist. Today, I'll cover 10 lost video games. In 2008, the studio Vicarious Visions started the development for Call of Duty Roman Wars. This game was supposed to be quite different from the other games in the series, having a top-down perspective instead of just being a first-person shooter. The concept was set up so that the player was part of a legion underneath Julius Caesar in the time of the Roman Empire. The one video of gameplay footage shows that there would have been a part of the game where the player rides an elephant, using it kind of like a tank. The demo of the game supposedly made it to the Activision CEO Bobby Kotick, but studio stubbornness and fear of oversaturation led to the project's cancellation. Pokepark was a temporary theme park in the Nakamura Ward of Nagoya, Japan, that opened in 2005. This park held DS download playstations where guests could download a game onto their DS, the game being Pokepark Suri Tokai DS, or Pokepark Fishing Rally DS. The game was set up so guests would visit different spots along a river to catch water Pokemon. However, after the system was shut down, or after 12 hours, the game would disappear, and so would the data. No ROMs for the game seem to exist, but there are a couple gameplay videos on YouTube. Simsville is a cancelled PC game that was supposed to be a crossover between The Sims and SimCity. It was developed by Maxis and was going to be published by Electronic Arts. While it was shown at E3 2001 and had a release plan for 2002, the game ended up being cancelled. It was said that the developers were more interested in keeping up the success of the Sims games going rather than trying out something new. The only evidence of this game's existence are some screenshots online and its trailers. I find it quite sad that they've decided to can this game, since I think it could have been just successful as The Sims, and I love The Sims. Now, this one kind of came as a surprise to me, but Metallica was supposed to have a game inspired by them. In 2005, development began for an open-world shooter game for the PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. It was supposed to feature themes and music from the heavy metal band. The game was cancelled in 2004 for unknown reasons. In 2010, vocalist/rhythm guitarist James Hetfield confirmed its cancellation while announcing a remake of the game for the PlayStation Portable, but that was cancelled too. Some concept art and gameplay footage can be found online, but it's unknown whether this project will ever be revived. Doctor Who Worlds in Time was an online MMORPG from 2012 to 2014, based on the popular BBC science fiction TV series. The game allowed players to customize an avatar based on the many species that were from the show. The game was mostly single-player, but had a couple exceptions. Players in the game were defined by class and the state of their sonic screwdriver that were composed of parts found throughout the game. When not on a mission, players can hang out in a hub and talk to each other. Clothing from the show was often added into the game that was purchasable, with coins earned in-game or with kronons, a currency bought with real-world money. Nowadays, the site behind the game has seemed to be bought by a Roblox scam, making the game unplayable. The past website is available via the Wayback Machine, but the game itself is considered lost. Guitar Hero, a multi-million-dollar franchise developed by Activision, wanted to release their 7th installment in 2011. The original controller was supposed to update to 6 buttons instead of 5, and include strings instead of a strum bar. Unfortunately, development on this game was rushed and ended up being cancelled due to being labeled as a disaster. In 2011, Activision believed there were too many installments to the franchise, with no new innovation. This, in part with the dwindling sales, seemed to be the cause for this game's cancellation. Some information has come out over the years, but it's still lost to this day. I believe that there won't be much else coming out about the game, since Activision has since released a new 7th installment, Guitar Hero Live, in 2015. In the fall of 2001, Konami, along with Vivendi Universal Games and Savage Entertainment, planned to release the action horror third-person shooter game, Jurassic Park Survival, for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Originally, the game was supposed to coincide with the release of Jurassic Park 3, but developers decided to make it a more independent game. Due to disagreements between Vivendi Universal and Savage Entertainment, the game was cancelled and no builds have ever been found. This game sounded like it was going to be a blend of an action horror game with stealth elements and limited arsenal. There was a bullet-like mechanic that would allow players to pull stunts and shoot at dinosaurs and other enemies. Driving segments using jeeps and ATVs were also planned, heavily inspired by the famous scene from the first movie. The game was said to be similar to Tomb Raider and Dino Crisis by game journalists. The only media that can be found for this game other than the logo is the game's trailer. Atari's Marble Madness was a very successful arcade game that managed to maintain a cult following over the years. It was loved for its uniqueness, but had many complaints that it was too short at only 6 levels long. So, in response, a longer sequel, Marble Man Marble Madness 2 was put in development and was set to be released in 1991. The sequel was designed to be longer than the first game, and had a mascot, Marble Man. The game was completed with several cabinets built. However, Atari decided to shelve the game after they saw the popularity of fighting games at the time and started the development on Guardians of the Hood. Several cabinets are known to exist, yet most seem to be in unknown locations or in the hands of private collectors. I find it odd that they complete the game, yet shelve it in favor of something that could have flopped. I just hope that the collectors can maybe find a way to release a ROM of the game, since I know there must be some people who want to play it. Music Pets was a Facebook game developed by Conduit Labs in 2010. It held many songs from Universal Music Group, along with over 100,000 songs from independent labels. At its peak, Music Pets had over 1.2 million players. However, the game was shut down on September 17th of the same year, when Zynga acquired Conduit Labs. The game was similar to Pet Society and Happy Pets, allowing players to acquire many different types of animals and room customization. The players would collect songs to make their pets happy or to complete a collection, which would reward them with an in-game poster. It's sad that this game barely had any time before it was shut down. It could have potentially been a major success for Facebook. Neopets has had many spin-offs and changes throughout the years, so that doesn't go without its fair share of lost content, right? Pet Park was one of those spin-offs. It was opened in 2008 with a focus on Neopets as companions. It was similar to the regular site, with people having the ability to choose their pets and customize them. The game was shut down in 2014 when Neopets was acquired by Jumpstart. No ROMs have appeared anywhere online, and it's considered lost. However, there is a team of Neopets fans who are working on a new, rewritten version of the game, so there's a potential for this one to be brought back, but in a different way. So, there are 10 lost video games for you guys. Many seem to be connected to larger franchises that I'm even a fan of, so I find it kind of weird that some of these were really close to being done or fully were up and out, but still wound up lost. I plan on covering more in the future, or even updating if any of these become more found or are fully found or whatever. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Leave a like and subscribe, but only if you want to, and thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.